People like that. It's fucking obvious, you know?
Yeah.
And it works, you know?
That's the thing, man. I love it.
I get that with all of the students. Rodrigo's black belt students I roll with. They bought lessons, like 10 lessons from me. And like the fourth lesson, like, let's go to the ground. And I triangle, ground ball. He goes, you don't have a belt. So I don't need a belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have a belt.
Yeah.
Me too. I'm a white belt.
I've been doing it since 1999.
Yeah.
It's a long fucking time.
Yeah.
I mean, not like, you know, but I do it, you know,
Yeah.
with no gi, but, you know, still.
Yeah.
But I'll tell Rodrigo, well, maybe a group text and we'll talk one day.
Yeah, because he's after me anyway.
Right after you just jump right in here. Like, when they're here, you can just say, hey, Bas is here, and then you can just go.
Yeah. And I can tell on my Facebook account that I'm going to go over there. Yeah, that's kind of cool. So we got people. We've got the people. Oh, this is the that person. You are live, we are live. Non-Stagnant is live. We're singing a song. Oh, I'm beheaded. Look at this. I have no head. Happy Easter, everybody. Yes, happy Easter. That's my face be known. Uh-oh. The little purple balls are laying here next to my face. Yeah, like I said yesterday, to me it looks like two things are dangling there, like that. That's me. I think that every
Probably not just you. It's probably every guy.
That's what she said. I think I'm the one who uses that most in our home. And I do it at the worst moments, like in restaurants or with people, other people. You know, my kids go, oh, here we go again. They taught me.
Like they taught you?
They told me, because it goes from The Office, right? From the TV show The Office.
Oh, is that where it originated?
Yeah. And you can do this pretty much with everything. I was struggling to get in. Yeah, that's what she said. I love it. Happy Easter, everybody. Dana's going to power over here. Empowered by Dana.
Everyone. What's up? All right. How's everybody's bodies feel? I can tell you guys that my hamstrings just like do not want to let go. Like they're so tight. I've been trying to do everything I can. So anyway, hopefully everybody made the little balls that Bas loves. He loves to make fun of, you know. Yeah. Like I'm glad you just put it out there because it's kind of like if you don't just say it from the get-go, then you're just awkwardly trying to avoid, you know, calling them balls or like the set that I have from Yoga Tune-Up Fitness. I love these things. Like, you know, we talk about them in the gym, like the balls and the ball sack. Like, you just have to, like, yeah. So it's not just him. We're all children of blue balls and the balls. I mean, we can just keep going with this. I mean, so, yeah. It's not just him. Females do it too, or at least I do. Or maybe it's just because I spend so much time around these guys. Like, let's you know what? Let's blame it on that, okay? It's them rubbing off on me. If you guys have, I don't have a single one, I'll take it out. If you guys have a single one, let's start with your feet. I'm a little more focused on the back today. Let me look. Right? He's such a funny guy. He rubs off. Ooh, kettlebell. Yes, ball sack. There we go. Yeah, kettlebells. I freaking love kettlebells. I am planning on doing a few different posts. Let's start. If you guys have one, let's start with rolling out on feet. But where was I going with this? Kettlebells. I love to do kettlebell work. I have a few different ideas for some videos and some posts, even maybe some lives that I want to do on my page, just based off of some of the things that you guys are asking, you know, during the Q&A that we don't have time to get to, and some things that clients are asking about. Kettlebell work, kettlebell for mixed martial arts. Bas was able to get to some of the questions yesterday about the cable machines and the straights and the hooks and the uppercuts. That was really valuable information. Switch feet, your ball on the other foot, and with the feet, you're grabbing it with your toes, pressing down, and then just rolling all along the bottom of your foot. Release all those muscles. I forget the number of muscles in the feet, but it's a lot. And when I do all my research, because I'm really nerdy at heart, I'll like read things like that, like, oh, there's blah blah muscles of feet. Okay, I'm gonna remember that. And then, you know, I guess I go more with the concept because the little details probably aren't as important, are they? Today I'm last week someone was asking about low back pain, and that's a super common one with a lot of training clients as well. So we're going to do a lot of stuff that is going to help the low back, the inside of those arches, and some of it may not be obvious, but it's obviously stretching a lot of other things too, but low back. And I've been wondering, even though my low back doesn't hurt, but like both of my hamstrings are super tight, obviously everything's connected, right? So that could be, the actual where you and I feel the pain in our body, or the pain and the tightness, that may not actually be the culprit. And that's something that, from doing continuing education and from, when I got my trainer certification and doing functional and corrective things, that's been taught. Let's do our fingers. That the source of the pain, like for example, let's use the knees. And someone asked about this, I think yesterday too, during the Q&A. A lot of people have knee pain, right? And it's not usually, keep going, 2 fingers at a time. It's not usually the knee's fault. It's usually something else that's super tight around it, like either quads or calves, etc. So just remember, everything is connected. Everything in our body is connected. You could have ankle pain from the opposite shoulder. Like it's crazy too how it works. But I mean, it's cool. Just like with this pandemic, it really shows us how we're all connected as human beings, right? We are all connected. I might close the doors behind. How is the sound? Someone give me feedback. Keep going, 2 fingers at a time. Can you guys? Dan. Hi, Batman. You had a question yesterday, and what was it? I wanted to address it today. I wrote it down. Okay, forearms. I'm going to sit here for a second. Sound is, I think I was supposed to say sound is good. Okay. Just want to make sure I'm talking loud enough. So we're just switching our forearms. Sounds good. Okay, thanks, Paul. Cool. Happy Easter. Oh, that's right. Happy Easter. It's Easter. Duh. I got my little Easter emojis from a few people this morning. That's right. Yeah, I knew you meant good. Auto correct. Thanks for clarifying. Okay, good. Forearms a little bit. Okay, I want to do door frame openers, and I wanted to come in here so I can at least use a bag. So I've talked about these, but I didn't really have anything to do them on. So I'm going to use a bag. So this can be a door frame, hence the name, is a really good place you can use this to put your forearm against. I'm going to use a bag, and the height of your forearm, if this is my door frame, you can vary this. So I try to do this at least every morning and every evening, and mix up the levels where you put your arm. You'll just feel it a little differently. It's all trying to open up the pecs and open up the shoulder, but one time I might do it, right at the level of my shoulder. Another time I might do it up higher. Another time I might do it lower. Sometimes when the gas is pumping in the car, I'll just grab the back of the car and get a nice low one here just with my hand. So let's just pick mid-range or whatever feels good to you. And let's hold this. I can't push it. Oh, it's kind of blocked in there. And feel that pec stretch. I've been noticing too when I wake up in the morning, my pecs have been feeling tight, specifically my left one. So notice that if you feel that, definitely do these. And then also using the wall and one of your balls to roll against there. I actually did that already at home this morning because I woke up feeling it again. Even though I didn't punch yesterday and my workout was not, I didn't do much pressing yesterday, mostly targeted lower body. But still, you might feel, you know, your body's gonna tell you where it needs attention. It's just up to us to start listening to that. Let's switch sides. And ideally, depending on how tight things feel, ideally want to hold static stretches for anywhere from 1 to 2 minutes. So sometimes what I'll do at night usually so the electric toothbrush is like 2 minutes, right? That's when I do lefty against the door frame while I'm brushing, and then do righty, after. Sometimes I try to switch if I want to do like a minute and a minute. If I want to get it over with, I'll switch to the electric toothbrush to my left hand, and that's pretty funny actually. A couple of times I've been like using my left hand. It shouldn't be that difficult, right? Like the toothbrush is doing all the work for you. But yeah, it ends up like coming like brushing the side of my face because I'm like, lefty just goes crazy. Lefty has its own agenda sometimes, so that's interesting when that happens. That's approximately, and maybe I should time things more. I don't necessarily time things. I just kind of go for how it feels. What's interesting is I can feel this down in my lat right now. My lats were really sore yesterday when I foam rolled them. Okay, so those are door frame openers. Sometimes my hands go like a little numb or they tingle a little bit when I'm doing that. Just know that is just because things are tight. You're not like about to die or anything like that. And then sometimes like the blood goes away and I pull my hand back and I call it dead hand because it's like it doesn't have any, it's all white. Like it kind of freaks me out. I like it, but it is what it is. I want to talk about breathing right now. So breathing, as you know, Bas talks a lot about that with the O2 trainer, but he's actually doing his reps over there. I did mine at home already this morning. Breathing is huge, you guys, especially with what's going on right now. If you find yourself getting overwhelmed, and even before all of this, I would talk to people about, if they're at work and they're getting stressed out, overwhelmed. If you stop or walk away or go to the bathroom and make yourself do some deep breathing, what it does is it's activating the parasympathetic nervous system, think of your body in a couple different mind frames. There's the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic. The sympathetic is our fight or flight. So that's when the tiger is chasing you. While we're talking, let's come down to a butterfly stretch. So the sympathetic, so I'm not just talking, we're actually doing a recovery. Sympathetic, fight or flight, tiger's chasing me, I have to save my life. So that's our stress response. And it's designed to put our body into action to get us out of the danger. But nowadays, we don't really have danger like that. I mean, let's be real. We're not, no tiger or lion is chasing us. Our life generally is not in imminent danger, but we have so many different stressors in our life, and we all have a huge one going on right now. Press down with your elbows a little bit. So, when that part of our nervous system, the fight or flight, is activated so much, we spend a lot of time pumping out cortisol from our adrenal glands, and that has a whole host of side effects. So, I'm being very long-winded to say that deep breathing can stimulate the opposite part of our body, which is rest and digest, or the parasympathetic nervous system. Breathing, making ourselves stop and do some deep breathing, let's just cross our legs, can send calming signals to your body and basically try to decrease the cortisol production. So there are lots of different breathings. You guys are breathing methods. You guys have probably heard of like Wim Hof breathing. One of my favorites is 4-7-8 breathing. It's very fast. What the 4-7-8 stands for is you're inhaling for 4 seconds, you're holding that breath for 7 seconds, and then you're exhaling for 8 seconds. So I want to do this first before we do any more stretching to try to get us into more of a relaxed state. And we're only going to do this for 4 rounds. It's actually not even recommended or necessary to do more than that. So it happens really fast. You can do it really fast. Inhale 4 seconds, hold it 7 seconds, exhale 8 seconds. I'll count with my fingers, and I would like you guys to do this with me so we can tell our bodies that today is our day to relax and reset. Okay, and if you can inhale, try to inhale with your belly so we can get that diaphragm moving just like what the old church does. Okay, inhale. 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 Last one, inhale. Okay, so that's 4-7-8 breathing. You guys incorporate that into your day, twice a day. It's crazy the studies on what this actually can do for your whole body to make you healthier. If you're interested in researching like I do, look it up. I'm not going to keep talking your ear off about that. We're going to keep moving forward. But multiple different breathing exercises. Let's get into our half kneeling hip flexor stretch. Box breathing is another one that I think is pretty cool. The leg that's down on the knee, that arm is going straight overhead. Squeeze that same side glute. So I'm squeezing this glute here. Arm nice and strong overhead. Feel the whole stretch along this fascial line. And then come forward. I'm going to come sideways to the camera so you can see the movement a little bit better. So glutes being squeezed, whole fascial line stretch, and now I'm gently going to rock forward in the sagittal plane of motion, getting some dynamic stretching in this hip flexor. Yeah, the studies on the benefits of breathing in overall life are crazy. I mean, even things like helping inflammation and the things, it's actually nuts what breathing can do. And it's free. It's a tool that's totally free to us. Now we're going to come side to side. Turn the other way. These hip flexor stretches are really good. Another one, really good to do every day. Help combat some of that sitting. I don't know about you guys, but I'm doing more sitting than I used to do, and I do not like it. I'm happy that I have time to research things and learn things that before I was kind of, I was pressed for time, but the sitting that goes along with it, that I am not happy about. Goalpost arms, and now we're going to rotate around, keeping that glute squeeze. If the glute goes off, just re-engage it. If you forget or if it lets off, just re-engage it. But, so stretching hip flexors, because of the amount of time spent sitting, really, really important. And it's going to help with kicking too. Okay, switch sides. Hip flexors are a big one. Arm up. Squeeze glute, and we're going to gently rock forward and back in that sagittal plane. So yeah, I think it's fascinating how many things we can do for ourselves that are totally free, and that are, I mean, they study this stuff. It's not like it's like, I know it sounds kind of like woo la la, but they've studied it. Like it's crazy. So breathing techniques. And then being in contact with the earth, which I will admit, that's one that I need to do more often, side to side. Because I don't have a yard at my house. So I have like a big unusable hill. So I have a cool little view. But because I can't just like walk outside onto some grass, I have one little area in the front where I have a little hibiscus. So I'll sometimes stand there. But I don't have like a whole yard to walk around, goalpost arms. So sometimes I forget about the connection with the earth being or grounding, where you're just standing on the earth and getting healing properties, just like the beach. The beach is so great too. If you're able to go into the sea or walking at the beach, that is amazingly healing too. Okay, hip flexors done. Get this ready. If you guys are actually, I'll do this one. I'll do the homemade one because I'm assuming that's what more people might have. This we're gonna go down a lot of the backside of our body with that and hit parts of our legs. Let's come into a child's pose first. In that child's pose, I would like your hands to be palm up. This is external rotation of the shoulders. You're going to rest your head on the ground so your neck is not tensed or anything. So I'm going to come sideways to you with that palm up. Let's go with that motion. We spend in fighting and MMA and in life and in all the sitting, all the reading, computer work, we spend a lot of time in this position. So if we can switch that for that child's pose, if we can go from that internal rotation to external rotation, that's a good plane of motion to stretch in. Okay, so let's come down here. Your flexibility with your knees and your hips until we open things up more. If you're only here, that's fine. Just go, like Bas says with stretching, don't force it. Just go wherever your flexibility is and come down into that child pose. And let's hold this for at least a minute. Palms are up. Head is resting on the ground. Feel that back stretching. Ankles are stretching. Shoulders. Biceps, triceps. Breathing, just taking nice full breaths in and out. Stretching, to me too, can be very meditative. I like to put it in conjunction with, for sure, a nighttime meditation. Depending on how much time I've given myself in the morning, I do something positive every morning to start my day off. But whether or not it's a full meditation or not, depends on the morning. This morning, I went into Facebook and someone had sent this amazing video that I reposted the YouTube link to both of my pages. I thought it was so appropriate for what's going on right now. And feel the low back stretch here too. That should feel really good. Now let's angle our arms, pick a side, and just come to one side, and you'll feel the opposite. I feel a lot in my low back stretching, which is really good. You'll feel the opposite line stretching a little bit more. So I thought that video was really cool. So I like to put something positive in every morning to start off my day. And then I love to end the day with usually a guided meditation. I like guided meditations. If I'm somewhere where I can't play it, then I just do one on my own. But I love to combine that with end of day stretching. Also, the studies on how meditation helps your overall health, not just mental health, like actual physical health. It actually can change your cellular morphology. I'm not sure how they came to that, but when I hear similar things over and over, so I like to cross-reference stuff. Let's come to the other side and face you guys. So when I hear stuff over and over, like if you hear something from one source and you're like, yeah, I'm not sure about that. And I mean, I get it, like not everything resonates with everyone. But, my left low back feels tight, but this feels good. So when I hear the same things over and over as I'm cross-referencing stuff, then, and if it resonates with me too, then I'm like, okay, you know what, this is really cool. And what does it hurt? It doesn't hurt anything, right? I always feel better after a meditation. So I choose to go along with the belief that it's helping me. Remember those palms are still up. You're just breathing in and out. Can you guys hear Bas? Okay, slowly come out of that. No back. Randy is his partner, the other gym owner in here. I'm gonna come look at some comments real quick. If you guys have made your ball sack, it's not a sack, I guess, right? It's duct tape. What's up? You're very welcome. I don't do much besides train anyway. Nice. Cool. It's sitting down. I don't do much besides train anyway. Hey, Randy, how's it going? Thanks for joining. Okay. You can hear him? Yeah, that's funny. Discord? That's a cool name. You can hear him? Yeah, that's funny. Okay, so we're going to start with these. We're going to start where we started, I can't remember if it was last week or the week before. We're going to start sort of right here in the middle of our skull where you would want to hold your opponent in the clinch. And ladies, kind of right where most of us put our ponytail. All right. It's running. Oh, that's cool. Hi, Ron. How's it going? Okay, so this is where we're going to start. We're going to end up coming all the way down our back. It's going to feel really good. It's the closest thing, I think, at least closest thing that I can get to a professional massage right now, because we all know that's not happening. Foam rollers I love too, by the way, but I'm not using them because I'm assuming most people, and it could be wrong, but I'm assuming most people don't have this. So I want to do what most people have and hopefully we make this. So let's start here. Lay down. Legs can be bent or straight, whatever you want. That part doesn't really matter. And while you're holding it at that place, sometimes I hold on to it if I feel like it's going to slip away. Let's slowly nod our head no. Hold the end range for, just for a few seconds, side to side. Just hold that end range. Feel your breath. Just allowing your body to relax and recover. I also love thanking my body for allowing me to do all the activity that I can do. And also nod your, is it shake or nod? Now I can't remember. Say yes. I don't remember which one. As you guys can probably tell, I love a lot of mindset stuff. And the reason I love it so much is it really changed me. I had a lot of stuff, a lot of basically lack of self-worth that I had to realize. First, I had to realize that was the issue. Now move it down just a little bit. Just come down a little bit and go through the same motion. Here, I'm holding it a little bit because I feel like it's going to sort of slip down to the next level. So a lot of stuff, and a lot of us have a lot of stuff, right? And it's hard to talk about, and sometimes it feels embarrassing. But you know what? If it's going to help someone, then it's worth it. So first I had to realize, and it took years and different circumstances, different people, and believe it or not, okay, go down one more level. I've talked a fair amount about my physical therapist. He's a life coach as well, and he was someone that was quite pivotal in really getting to the bottom of a lot of my lack of self-worth and introducing me. I had been introduced to mindset stuff before, yes. Not a shake, whichever one it is, yes. But I didn't, and I thought it was a thing. I wasn't immersing myself in it and actually committing to doing it. Now, come down, it should be on the back of your neck, kind of. And this can also be accomplished with a foam block. The back of the neck, because of that natural curve, you may not feel it as much. What I do, since I have that set of yoga tune-up balls, when I'm on this location, I actually switch to the set that's a little bit bigger. you know, the bigger balls. I can tell Bas it's not just him. And move down a little bit. So that life coach / physical therapist, and it also was very interesting. So I had a lot of postural problems, right? And it had culminated in my fingertips being numb. And most of the time, throughout the day, a lot of the times they would just be numb. And saw a neurologist, saw regular physicians, saw neurologists who just wanted to tell me, who did tell me, now roll down just a little bit. So we're just kind of slowly inching down. We're trying to release, straighten us out, release each section at a time. And take time with this because you guys, our back gets a beating from all of these classes. And then if you're doing other stuff on top of it, which I know a lot of you, which sounds like a lot of you guys are, and I'm lifting weights too and doing the kettlebell stuff. So it's so important to give our body this release, move down a little bit. We're basically just going from the middle of our skull, and we're going to end at our low back, just taking time. Like here, there's a total knot in between my two scapula, the shoulder blades. My body loves to get knots there. I feel it on the right side. And it's like tingling down into my hand. So what that physical therapist taught me was how much you hold so much stuff in your body. So as he would move down again, so as he would, get to, where he's releasing part of my body, I would actually start crying. It's kind of embarrassing, but I'm just acting like I'm talking to myself. Even though I do wish I could actually talk to you guys. I was like, that would be so cool if we could actually, hold the conversation back and forth. Move down again, and I wouldn't understand what was happening, and I finally learned how much you really do hold in your body, and then how, just how much the mindset stuff, it's how much it helps. Move down again, but how it's also, it's never ending, just like, I'm a student of Bas's I've been a student of his for several years, and I will always be a student because there's always more to learn. I will never master what I'm doing. Same thing with lifting weights. Same thing with, I just got a little adjustment in my back. Same thing with lifting weights. Same thing with snowboarding. That's a huge passion of mine. I'm so sad that I can't go to the mountains, especially after the storm that happened last week. We've done, these are getting a lot of nice releases right here. So these little tennis balls can do so much, but it's about taking time with it too. If I were just quickly rolling up and down my back, it would feel good, but it wouldn't be doing as much as if we're taking time. And you guys might notice too, sorry I forgot to mention this, I'm kind of along the ground going from side to side, and that's just to get a little more, what's the word I want? We're just massaging into those muscles a little bit more. Just like when you're getting a massage, they don't just go in one direction, right? They go in lots of different directions. So we can use our body movement to get in different directions. You should be about approaching your low back, maybe by now. And keep going. Where are we at? Time is 35. Okay. And I'm going to move back to the frame a little bit more. Get on that low back. That's where a lot of us have, you can really feel the tightnesses or have a little bit of pain. And down one more. So there's a lot we can do with this little homemade tool. Low back. Okay, now let's take this out. Now we're going to stay on we come to our side. And this is your hip bone. This is the ilium right here. There's some soft tissue right below that, and then there's another hip bone right here. So let's go in this soft tissue between these two bones with your homemade balls. Okay, let's lay down. And I usually will straighten the lower leg, but there's no specifics for that. And just kind of move your body forward and back. So we're getting in there. Remember, just like I think the first one, when there was a lot of questions about hips and tight hips, and that's always a big question in martial arts too, right? We all want our hips to be able to open up to throw those roundhouse kicks. So getting in and around these hips is important. Now we're going to go below, so the lower bony part, go below there, and we're going to come on the side of our leg. So start there, and I do this a lot with the foam roller too, but it's actually a little more intense with the two tennis balls. We're going to slowly roll up or down our leg, however you want to look at it. And if it's a little too intense to be completely down on the ground, then come up here. So there's ways to change the intensity. So this is right on top is a small muscle called TFL or tensor fasciae lata, and then below that is something called the IT band, the iliotibial band, and that's just a band. That's a band of fibrous tissue. Remember when Bas was showing the side knee, either standing in the clench and how he came off to the side, or on the ground? You guys can probably feel, this probably feels tight, these areas. It's a common area to be really tight. And I mentioned that when I have clients foam roll here, lots of the times they're like, get me off the foam roller. So this is why that kick to the side of the leg is so effective, because this hurts. I can feel this. This is not a walk in the park, but these tend to be really tight. And if that little TFL muscle, if that suffers tight, it's going to be hard for the hips to open up too. So many players and everything. Okay, now come off of that. Let's go to the other side. So many players, everything's connected. And hopefully, I keep repeating myself, but hopefully you guys had time to make one of those. If not, I apologize. But it's so helpful. This side a little tighter than that side was, interestingly enough. Just move your body forward and back. Let me know, give me feedback on if you guys are feeling this. Now bypass that bone. Obviously there's no point in rolling on bone. Same thing with foam rollers. You don't want to roll directly on bones or joints either. That's not beneficial. Get that TFL muscle. And you can do a combination of either just holding static pressure and also know that all this can be done with a foam roller, or moving forward and back, rolling very slowly. It's always foam rolling or rolling with balls is always about slow. It's never going really fast because you want to give that fascia time to release. And then if you need a little less intensity, come up here. This side's worse than this side. So I can totally feel a difference between sides, which is normal and common and expected. Is that redundant? And then we stop, like we don't go to the level of the knee joint. We don't want to roll on the knee. We can also use this for, I'm going to do calves, and if you have a foam roller, you can do foam roller too. I also want to do hamstrings, but hamstrings are best sitting down versus with the knee bent versus the leg straight from everything that I've read. So with the calves, just put it below part of the calf muscle, and also you can angle your foot to get more the inside of the calf, and then angle your foot outwards to get more the outside of the calf. And if you want more intensity with this, honestly, I like to, if I have a block, I like to have my foot elevated on the block. I don't have one totally handy. I don't have one. But I like to have the foot elevated on the block if possible. If you want more intensity, you can cross over and make that a little more intense. Let's get a little bit on the outside. Our calves get really tight too with MMA, obviously, because especially the rear foot, and especially if we're staying in one stance. I'm going to play around at some point next week with switching stances every combination, like Bas said. That's going to be tricky, I think. Okay, other calf. But I think it'll be fun, but you guys might see me mess up a lot, which is fine. It is what it is, right? It's all learning. So get into those calves and try to keep your posture good here if you guys can. I just like to, we spend enough time in that hunched over posture. So when you're here, try to keep your chest lifted and your shoulders back. Ooh, I have a nice knot here. Okay, so far my assessment is left side of my body is tighter than my right, which is interesting because, because the right hamstring is the one that I'm feeling worse. For the love of, okay, if you guys have something to sit on, let's get the painful hamstrings, or at least my painful hamstrings, a little bit. And this isn't super high. I would ideally have something a little bit higher, but wanting to have the knee bent, I should have had something a little bit higher, but I put my computer on it. But the people that I've read from as far as recovery, the general consensus is that if the leg is straight, the hamstrings are too taut, I guess. I don't know. It's just putting too much pressure on them. So they recommend getting into the hamstrings when you're using balls specifically with the knee a little bit bent. With the foam roller, I do it straight, and it doesn't feel super intense, I guess I would say, depending on the day. But with the ball, they recommend to have the knee bent. And just know that too, that the things that I say that I've researched, I don't by any means think that I know it all. I'm quite the opposite. I feel like the more I learn, the more there is to learn. Let's switch legs. Like I said, I love researching this stuff, and I'm glad I have more time to do this because I just want to try to, because I like researching it, I like to give people, the bullet points, because I really, it's not everybody's thing. And likewise, I love having, people in my life, friends, family members, that their thing is to research something else. And I'll be like, oh God, I don't want to, can you just tell me, like, for example, my washing machine broke about 3 months ago. And I was like, okay, like I knew it was due to go, but one of my friends, so he loves stuff like that, like finding the deals and what's the best one, what's the best value for the one. And I was just like, can you just tell me what to buy? Because I really don't want to look into the different washing machines. So that's where I love that we all can share our gifts. And it's like, okay, I love to research this stuff, and here's what I'm learning, but know that I'm still learning, and as I learn more stuff, I'll tell you. But you share. But can you share with me the stuff that I don't want to research, because that's not how I want to spend my time. But I can research exercise, mindset, nutrition stuff that I can read and listen to all day long. Okay, let's do our quadruped pigeon. And I specifically wanted to go down the back first to see if some of these things, and go through the stuff with the balls, to see if some of these things feel maybe a little bit better than when we did this one last week. So this is called quadruped position. And we came from here, and then we opened up to pigeon, and then we came back to quadruped, and to the opposite side pigeon. Let's go through this, just showing you that quickly. Let's go through this slowly and try to see, I know it was, a week ago, and I don't know that I remember either, but try to see if you just feel a little more open after all of that rolling that we did. So let's start here, hit either side, come around, bring the leg to about a 90, come up on the front of this knee. Ooh, this is really tight. Okay, assessment. I'm still really tight here. Hamstring, still really tight. But let's hold this for a sec. Try to keep your chest lifted. Try to keep that posture. Still good. Okay, let's come back to center. Let me compare sides. And other side. Yeah. So this side doesn't feel as tight back here, even though my TFL and IT band felt tighter and the left calf felt tighter. So just notice things like that. Like, I think it's super interesting, but I'm closer to the ground on this side, and it doesn't feel nearly as tight back there. So interesting. Come back to the middle. Let's do each side one more time. Back. So I don't know, and I need to ask Bas. Someone yesterday from the YouTube side, so we can see, and I'm pretty sure, we can see who's on the YouTube side and who's on the Facebook side. someone on the YouTube side, when we briefly at the end addressed about supplements, or you asked about collagen, I believe, and collagen and, oh, what was it? Collagen and something else. Was it fish oils or something? One more time to the other side. I also have had a couple people ask about supplements, and I'm going to do a live on my Facebook page that it'll save to it, and then maybe write up a post too about supplements. In February, I think was kind of right before the whole COVID thing started, come back to the center. I watched a docu-series. We're going to come into a bridge position. 20 hours worth of, it's called Supplements Revealed, of experts in the supplement field, all giving their feedback and their research. Okay, we're going to bridge up. So we did the slow bridges last week. We're going to bridge up and reach across. Bridge up, reach across. When you're reaching, feel your glutes engaging. This is a really good, probably you guys that do jiu-jitsu, and you guys meaning ladies too, probably do this a lot before jiu-jitsu. It's really good. Get that long reach and feel that whole fascia line stretching along that side. So I'm going to talk about supplements, my 2 cents, what I take. I take more supplements than Bas does, which isn't right or wrong. You know, it's just what I feel. What feels good to me. Knock on wood, I haven't been sick in years. I tend to have good energy for the majority of the time. I sleep well. Again, not saying I'm perfect. I think it works well for me, but I'm also always learning. After I watched that docu-series, I did change some things. So I realized that it's also evolving. And I think how I eat has a lot to do with it too. I generally have good energy for my, we'll just do another one that's similar. Generally have good energy for 2 workouts a day, most days. Usually, well, in normal before this, although it has stayed about the same now. Generally, Monday through Thursday, I would do an hour MMA class and an hour strength. Sauna after the strength often. We're going to come up into upside down table. Your hands can face however feels best for you, and that might depend on how your shoulders feel. But let's come up into upside down table. Just kind of let your head hang. Shoulder flexibility. This might, you might be a little, it might not feel as good. Just come as far as you can up into this. Now we're trying to open up the front side of the body. We're still squeezing our glutes as we come up into this. And we're asking a lot of things to work together now that we're hopefully a little bit looser, a little bit opened up. I can feel a little bit of tightness in this shoulder. I had last snowboarding trip, I took a fall that I actually still feel in that shoulder. I hadn't had a bad fall in quite a while. And so, as I'm at the top of this, I can feel that shoulder a little bit. Okay, good. Shake your neck out, or not shake it out, but move your neck from side to side a little bit. Okay, a little bit more to the lower back. I'm going to lay down. Let's do lying knee hugs. We did these last week too. So this should be a nice, easy stretch. This is something too that feels good as you lay down in bed. There are certain things that Really easy to do these things when you're lying on your back. Before you go to sleep, you can couple it with some nice positive thoughts or nightly meditation. First, pull the knees straight back. So, what was I talking about? The supplements. So I'm going to do a thing on supplements. And now pull the knee towards the shoulder, towards the same side shoulder. And I want to see if there's a way that I can maybe address the comments at YouTube. I went on to YouTube last night and I could only, see, like I couldn't see the comments from the live, I guess. There were a few comments there from, that people had written, but I couldn't see the comments from the live on Bas's YouTube channel. Because there's some things I'm like, oh, I want to talk about that. Oh, here was another one from someone, switch leg, from someone on the YouTube side. They asked about what would Bas recommend for kids and self-defense. And I will try to remember to ask him that tomorrow too, or even today. But most of, at our gym here, most of the kids, I think they have to be 5, and then they go into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with our instructor, now pull towards the opposite shoulder or towards the same side shoulder. So BJJ tends to be the first thing for kids, and you can throw in those ankle circles too if you'd like. And of course it still has to be fun for them, right, too? Because they're kids. And just like how Bas and I have fun too. But BJJ seems to be the first thing. I have had clients bring in, last week we did where we did the spinal stretch where we brought the knee across our body. Let's bring the knee across our body. We did dynamic and then static. Let's hold it there. The arm is going to go from open, and we're going to reach across our body and open it back up. So a little dynamic movement you should feel that, stretching your low back, and it's also opening up your chest again. These are great to do in bed too, and every morning before I get up, I do a very similar version of this where my legs go to one side and chest openers. I do 10 of these each side every morning because my physical therapist told me to do that every day for the rest of my life. Obviously, some days I miss, but for kids' self-defense, I think he would say, or I'll say from what I've seen, is jiu-jitsu. And a lot of places have kids' classes where they can start them nice and young. Other side. Oh, come a little diagonal to you guys. Hold that. I have had clients, moms that have brought their kids, and we've done a little kids self-defense class. Really fun. They tend to love it. So we do, lots of times it's only maybe half-hour sessions where I just do little punching and kicking drills with them. And sometimes they're shy, but they usually like it a lot. And whether they have, little baby gloves or not, either way works fine. So, and then with my own self-defense stuff, I created a self-defense class here a couple of years after I came here. Asked Bas if I could do one. It is Krav Maga based. I make it open to all ages. So I've had some young girls in there, and knowing they are learning things like groin kicks and stuff. And I asked them, I talked with their mom first about, is it okay for them to be, do you want them exposed to how to do a groin kick and stuff? So I'll obviously make sure it's okay with them. But those are a couple YouTube questions. But I do maybe want to figure out how to address the YouTube people, because I would love to offer some of my insights to you guys as well. Or you guys I'm going to do maybe 2 last things. Or you guys are also welcome to send me messages on my Facebook Empowered by Dana page if you would like my feedback on something. I do go through my messages. Generally I get to my messages within 24 hours. And of course I have more time on my hands right now, don't I? So feel free to message me there if there's something that you would like my feedback on. Otherwise, I do try to go through, the comments here, the Facebook ones I can see. I'm gonna try to figure out how to see the YouTube ones. Let's do vomiting cat. Now that our back is nice and mobile from our ball release. So vomiting cat, you'll remember, we're making our back as round as we can, letting your head hang. So no tension in your neck here. And then let's go to cow. I do like doing the two together. Cow, we're making that sway back. So we're going to end range of spinal extension and then spinal flexion. And remember that somewhere in the middle is our neutral, and it's where we should be living when we're standing, but the body should be able to move through a big, full range of motion. You feel that your shoulders move here as well. Let your head hang when you're in vomiting cat. And then another good one that's a stretch and an exercise, and then I'll end after this, is bird dog. It's a good, talked about this before too. It's a really good physical therapy one. It's good for balance and core strength. So what you guys want to do is you come and do quadruped. Quadruped just means on all fours with the hands beneath the shoulders and the knees beneath the hips. And what we're doing from here is raising opposite arm and opposite leg. And we're making these nice and solid. So they're not saggy arms and legs. They're solid. And the leg that's up, that glute is squeezed. So we're a pointer. We're a German short-haired pointer where you see those pictures where they're like, and to keep your neck in alignment, you're staying looking down at the ground. One side might be harder than the other side. So things like this are kind of like a combination stretch, but also mobility and some strength and some good core stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Remember, you are welcome to message me on my Facebook Empowered by Dana page if there's something that I can try to help you with. If I don't know the answer, which there are a lot of answers I don't know, I would be happy to look up things for you, especially if it's a recurring theme that multiple people are asking. So I hope you guys have a fantastic Easter. Have a fantastic day. I hope your body feels better now, a little more relaxed. If you want to do something active, try to, especially if you guys have been hitting it hard all week, just try to make it very low intense, like a nice leisurely walk, not anything too crazy. And we will see you guys here tomorrow. You are welcome, Rose. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 10 o'clock. You're welcome, Paul. You're welcome, Miguel. Most people can say, yes, yeah, totally. Most people, regarding supplements, most people we can't meet our nutritional needs through food anymore. As clean as I try to eat, the soil depletion, and that again is a common theme among the experts. Like it's just, yeah, we just can't meet it. So, but they have to be high quality supplements. So hope you guys have a great day. Happy Easter. You're very welcome, Tommy. Thank you for joining. Thank you all. Appreciate you. We'll see you tomorrow to hit it hard again. So nice day off. Eat well and hit it again. You're welcome, Rebecca. Bye, you guys. Bye, Chris. Finish. There it is. Are you sure you want to finish? Have a great